very nice to see you all here. And my name is Junko Oikawa-Radscheit. I'm a technical officer for international agriculture affairs of the European Agriculture Council. Today, on behalf of the EAC, I have representing about the agriculture certification schemes in Europe and European standards. Firstly, just to say, there's agriculture certification schemes available in Europe. Standards, there is a section says all the standards has these sections, and it just reminds you what is available now. And in generally, accepted proof of an agricultural qualification is established by international or national certification. At the national level, it says in 2.54, national qualifications certificates may be recognized locally. They are listed in these national annexes, appendices to this standard. So it says that there are qualifications available in Europe, of course, in each countries. And in this standard, it says highlighted in this national qualification in the annexes. We have the annexes available in the partners countries, which is Belgium, Czech Republic, and Germany, Spain, Italy, Lithuania, Latvia, and Netherlands, Poland, and Slovakia. This is an example of this Czech example, and Josef will explain more details how these national certification schemes will be linked to the European standards after me. Look at the European level. Back to this standards, it says within the EU, the following certification schemes are recognized for practicing arborists: EAC, European tree worker, and European tree technicians, and EAC, VET cert, veteran tree specialist, and also there are also available international certification organized by ISA. I have noticed that in the audience, there are less familiar with about our European Agriculture Council. Many of you probably knows about that, but I just want everybody to understand what is it about this, our organization, and what its qualification is about. So we'll just kick off very briefly about the background. European Agriculture Council, founded in 1992, and this year is being celebrated the 30 years anniversary. This started by the leaders of the agriculture across Europe, which was about 19 people gathered together in Brussels. It is a membership organization, and it is a network, which means that membership is a national agriculture association, so we are the overall umbrella organization of the national associations. What we do is a meeting and conferences to organize, and organizing the European City of Tree Award schemes, various publications and website and social media, and EAC credentials, which is on the top of the right-hand side. It's as I explained, it already mentioned ETT and ETW, and also we are also involved into the various European projects. This is a quick just to show you about our organizational structure. As we said, we are the membership organization, so AGM, EAC as the members at the top, and we have the board members, committees, and afterwards all our works, which I mentioned previously, is being done very closely work together with active working groups. There are active the working groups currently in the question bank, homepage, and media and public relations, and ECOT European City of Trees Award Scheme working groups, and it is very important, and it is a core working group of our organization, is certification and quality management, who are controlling the certification schemes, and they are closely working with our nominated supervisors and certification centers. Our objectives is to promote and improve education and training in arboriculture, safe and working practices, and tree management and care, value and benefit of trees, particularly in urban cities, and it is very important to improve and promote harmonization in tree care procedure in Europe. In order to do this, our certification schemes are very important to play, role to play. So, as the standards already mentioned, EAC's credential schemes are very, very important to play in this European agriculture industry. And this is a very quick overview of the ETW and ETT. Both are actually developed as a European project, and being after this project finished, passed on to this EAC, and we are implementing and organizing of these two certifications. It is recognized and accepted Europe-wide, and is offered by, which means implemented at certification centers across the Europe. And all these examinations being attended by international supervisor, which make that certification should be really standardized in the European level. I have to really add, and EAC is very proud of these certification schemes because this is the only vocational certification schemes at the European level. And this is recognized as a flagship of Europeanism. So EAC credentials, ETW and ETT can be found more details in our website. Just to quickly tell you that each year, something about this 35 to 40 ETW examinations are organized. ETT is more or less like 10 plus minus. Last year, we certified 600 ETW and more than 100 ETTs. Now, let's quickly tell you about the VetCert, Veteran Tree Certification Schemes, which is also developed by this European project, and it's started in 2016 in December. 10 partners listed here are involved, and these certification schemes has started after the project finished, which is autumn 2019. How this VetCert certification scheme is running is a little bit different from ETW and ETT. Within the project, we developed in the Sustainable Operation Framework and newly set up this studying group, which is controlling about the quality assurance and standards of this qualification. We as EAC is a management body, which means to administrate of all the certifications and communicate with certification centers. VetCert's website is away from this EAC's website. They have a independent website, linked to the EAC's website, of course, and more details and exam dates and where exam can be taking place will be shown and will be found under this website page. I tell you about the little bit of the statistics again. Since this VetCert scheme started, there are 30 examinations run in Belgium, Czech Republic, Netherlands, and Spain, and France, and Sweden, and England. 131 candidates were last in 4 years, and 81 success. So there are 81 certified veteran tree specialists now in Europe. All right, so it's a main topic now. Certification, those certification schemes which we look after or we are linked with, how is linked to this new European agricultural standards, and how should or how can or how to do about it. I just want to remind you that in the standard, it's clearly say at the beginning, the purpose of the standard is to present the common techniques, procedures, and requirements. with the aim of managing public safety and preserving the integrity of trees. Underneath, it says the standards serves as a reference for safety requirements. Probably this reminds you about the EAS's objectives. We included and highlighted, particularly I like to highlight of this second one. Our objective is also safe working practices. This will really match together with the aim of these standards and our objectives. So we, EAC, should really work together with standards and our qualification of all our activities. So what can we do about it? There are qualifications already available, 20 years already established and recognized, and new standards are coming now. We think, firstly, we have to disseminate about these standards. It is a spread, as it is information, we need to spread. So dissemination is very important. Promotion is, of course, important. Information can be disseminated, but there is nothing if you do it. You have to promote what it's about, what is the contents about, and what is useful, what is needed, what is saying about it. This is a promotion. Then, yes, of course, European standards as a reference, but you have to be harmonized. This is also applied to the national certifications. This standard is a basic framework, and all these qualification schemes should harmonize with this, what European standards says. Then, if there is any need to implement and how, this is a fourth step. So, sorry, I don't have these numbers, but it is coming to this implementation is the further step. If we have to do really what level, because of ETW and ETT at different level, you cannot just say all the standards contents and what content says is you have to do it in ETW and ETT. But what level, what sort of difference, what sort of things we need to really look at in relation to the ETW qualification standard and same as ETT. As we mentioned already in the organization's framework, we work together with the certification centers and supervisors. They will be the key player to do that dissemination, promotion first, and we will work together with those certification centers. We have now 34 certification centers in 15 countries. Such a really powerful, such a really good network. We have to use it to disseminate and promote these standards. We have 28 international supervisors going to these examinations from 11 countries. They can be really modified, that Europeanism, how to modify, how to organize, and how to harmonize this certification together with these European standards. BEPCERT is, I'm sorry, I just didn't mention, but BEPCERT is now 6 certification centers in 6 countries. Then more will come from this autumn. So we can also work in the BEPCERT with the veteran trees management specialists to also understand what relevant the standards is to this BEPCERT certification scheme. We will have to really look at and work closely more internally. So EAS's working group will have to be active to look at particularly like this qualification, quality management working group, question bank working group, and there is new tree worker handbook reviewing working group. The tree worker handbook working group has already started to look at current handbook should be revised to implement or incorporate together with standards. And we will probably see what our examination for the ETW questions, which is a question bank's responsibility, there will be probably the question very linked or just straight away from the standards quality. And this we really have to look at in the future. Same as the web cert certifications, there is a web cert studying group. We will meet in October this year, and we will deeply discuss about the contents of the standards and how relevant, how if we have to change to this the two veteran treat certifications and how to do it. That is our challenge next time for the next step. But also as EAC, we have now 31 organizations from 26 countries. We can still also communicate with our members and who are the national organization of this arboriculture in their own countries. We have to promote the standard. We have to encourage the standards will be also harmonized with their national certifications and regulations. So now it's just to conclude my talk. I just let you know about the EAC's vision, which is healthier and longer living trees in sustainable green cities in Europe, and also growing number of safer and more competent tree care professionals. I think the certifications in Europe, which I set this European level and national level, and this new European arboriculture standards will and should grow harmoniously together now onwards. There are lots of new tasks, challenges, but also the opportunities on the pathway to our vision, like that. And also, this will be hugely contribute to the implement European Green Deal and United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, which Mr. Miko just mentioned. I am very excited to take on part of this together with you. Thank you very much.